Hi, hello. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about structure of heart. Heart, as we all know, that is a very vital organ in human body. It works continuously in order to keep us alive. So it is important to learn a few things, a few basic structural features of human heart in a general sense. This would be familiar for you, like we would have learned this in the primary classes itself, that heart is a very hollow muscular organ, which by contrasting rhythmically keep up the circulation of the blood. So we know that we need uh, blood to be pumped to different parts of the body to ensure proper nutrition of the cells for making the cells alive. The nutrition and oxygen is being reached to different parts of the body with the help of heart. So we will see what are the basic structural features of human heart is. Location of human heart is familiar for most of us as in a vague sense I would say. It is located in the chest between two lungs and surrounded by a tough two-layer sac, the pericardium. As we have already mentioned, it's a very vital organ and we can't uh, keep it unprotected. So there is definitely a tough two-layer sac which is called the pericardium, which should protect the human heart from external injuries. Pericardium is a double-layered membrane that covers heart. And have you ever wondered what is the size of human heart? It is of equal to one's fist. So your heart is equal to size of your fist, and the shape is conical. It is slightly tilted and then located between two lungs. So these are the basic features of human heart. Heart is located between the chest and between two lungs and surrounded by a tough layer, two-layered sac, the pericardium. And it is of one's size of one's fist. Shape of heart is conical. When it comes to a little more detail, we have to learn other basic structural features of human heart. We can say that our human heart is four chambered, of course, we know that. So there are two upper chambers and two lower chambers. The two upper chambers are left atrium and right atrium. The two lower chambers are left ventricle and right ventricle. So we have the right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and left ventricle on both sides. So the image shown has a pictorial representation of human heart, and we can see the four different chambers. This shows a little more other features of human heart too, but we can concentrate in this image on the four different chambers. So other than the chambers, we need something else to pump blood to different parts of the body. It is not necessarily it is not necessarily the the chambers that functions. It is the blood vessels that carries blood to different parts of the body from the heart, and also carries the blood from different parts of the body to the heart too. So we can learn four basic important blood vessels. First one is the inferior and superior vena cava. This inferior and superior vena cava brings blood from different parts of the body. The inferior vena cava will take blood from the lower part of the body. Superior vena cava will take blood from the upper part of the body, and to reach the right atrium. This would be oxygen poor blood. There is no oxygen in that, so this will be coming from different parts of the body, from cells after metabolism and all. Then this will be transported to the from right atrium, blood will come to right ventricle. From there, pulmonary artery will carry blood to the lungs. So lungs is where the purification happens. So the purification will happen in the lungs. The pure blood will come back to the heart, to the left atrium. So this is happening with the help of pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins will carry blood to the left atrium. From left atrium, blood will come to left ventricle, obviously, and then from there, this would be pumped to different parts of the body with the help of aorta. Aorta is one of the largest blood vessels. So what we have learned? We have learned that human heart has four chambers, the two atria and two ventricle, and then there are blood vessels connected to it. Blood vessels pumps blood to different parts of the body, also carries blood to the heart from different parts of the body. Inferior superior vena cava, the pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, and aorta are the four basic and four important blood vessels of human heart. And that's not over. We have few valves also in the blood. Okay, so where comes these valves? These valves, there are four different valves. The first one is a tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve is located between the right atrium and left right ventricle. We have said that the impure blood will come to right atria, so from right atria it will come to right ventricle automatically. And in between these two chambers, there is this tricuspid valve. What tricuspid valve, or what valves does generally, is that it prevents the backflow of blood. Once the blood comes to the right ventricle, it shouldn't go back to right atrium. So that is what the function of a valve. The valve will basically prevent this backflow of blood. In a similar way, the blood from right ventricle will go back to lungs for purification. In between these, there is pulmonary valve. From right ventricle to the pulmonary artery, there is a pulmonary valve. And then on the other side, the left atria and left ventricle, there is a mitral valve or a bicuspid valve. And then on the beginning of aorta, there is aortic valves too. So these are four different valves that is located in the heart. It will function as um, a lead, or like a valve which prevents the backflow of blood. So these are the basic features of human heart. That is the shape, size, and the different chambers, and then few blood vessels and the valves. So we'll sum up all these things, whatever we have learned in a video. You can see this, you can watch this video and we can.
Veins are blood vessels containing blood flowing to the heart, while arteries have blood flowing from the heart. The blue is representative of blood vessels containing deoxygenated blood, while the red blood vessels have oxygenated blood fresh from the lungs. Now, let's follow the path of the blood through the heart. The superior vena cava receives blood from the head, neck, upper limbs, and chest. Meanwhile, the inferior vena cava receives blood from the trunk, viscera, and lower limbs. Both the superior and inferior vena cava end up in the right atrium, one of the four chambers of the heart. The heart not only has four chambers, it also has four valves. The purpose of the valves is to keep blood moving in the right direction and not flow backwards. Blood exits the right atrium through the tricuspid valve, so called because it has three flaps, and enters the right ventricle. The blood exits the right ventricle through the pulmonary valve and enters the pulmonary artery. Again, it is an artery because blood is flowing away from the heart, but it is blue because it lacks oxygen. The pulmonary artery then splits into the left and right pulmonary arteries, which go to each respective lung. In the lungs, gas exchange occurs. The blood discards carbon dioxide and picks up oxygen. Now, blood comes back from the lungs through the pulmonary veins, entering the left atrium. Next, the blood is pumped into the left ventricle through the mitral or bicuspid valve. Finally, the oxygenated blood leaves the left ventricle through the aortic semilunar valve, entering the aortic arch. The aorta, which is the largest of all the arteries.
This is sum of all whatever we have learned till now. So this is the video showing all the aspects of circulation, all the structural features what we have learned, how it aids for the functioning of human heart. The valves, the blood vessels, all work together to pump blood to different parts of the body. So I think I hope it's clear the idea of structural features of heart, and if you working is clear for you. Thank you for watching.
Veins are blood